And just like that.
It's
Wednesday again.
Man, I can't believe it. You know, every time I hear that song, every time we hear that song.
It's, Wednesday comes around fast.
It really does, you know. Life flies by when you're having fun.
It really does. So you got here to the house, what, like 20 minutes ago, 30
About
minutes
20
ago?
minutes ago.
And you step out of your car, I'm looking, and you come up the driveway wearing a blue hoodie. First of all, it's like 85 degrees out, but we're not even going to talk about that. You're wearing a blue hoodie. Turn towards me. That says Toontown on it.
Yup.
Where did you find this? Online?
You know, it's pretty hard to find, you know, like Toontown stuff. You could find it on Redbubble. You know, you could find some old Toontown merch and stuff here and there. I found it. It was actually recommended by two of our followers on a website called TeePublic.
Okay, TeePublic, like
Yep.
TEE Public?
Yep,
or-
teepublic.com. And I just typed in Toontown, and it was actually like artists drew it.
Right. I dig it. It's
awesome.
I love it.
Despite the fact that it's like 1,000 degrees out.
Yeah, I like.
I'm dedicated. I love it.
Right. I saw you walking up the driveway, and I was thinking to myself, I hope she makes it because
I was blasting the AC in my car.
I bet. Yeah. Well, I was actually sitting in my car today, eating my lunch around like 12:30 or something like that, and I had the air conditioning just blasting towards my face.
Whew.
It was hot out today. It's like 85, 86.
It gets
something
bad.
like that. It gets bad out here in Middle Tennessee. It's not quite like Florida hot, but
It's
it
just
gets pretty
humid
hot.
in
Yeah.
Florida.
Oh, it sure is.
As much as I love going to Disney World,
Yeah, well,
couldn't live there.
no, couldn't. Okay, so I know we had a bunch of listeners send us a bunch of comments and emails on Instagram and Twitter and via our email, which is allthingsrewritten@gmail.com.
Yep, that is our email, allthingsrewritten@gmail.com. This week, you know, we got a lot of comments and
Why don't we
a lot of
hear a few?
feedback.
Let's hear a few.
So, okay, from Baby Sun Bear Official says, I am so excited for your next episode. Your podcast is my favorite. That is awesome. Thank you so much.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Josh.fti says, yes, y'all are an amazing duo. Cannot wait to be friends in game and for more great podcasts to come.
That is incredible. Thank you.
Tyler Lee Clark says, yay, you both are awesome.
You know what? We are.
We are.
They're
We're
not
the
lying.
bomb.
They're not lying.
Thank you, Tyler.
We have the most honest
listeners
in the entire podcast world, honestly.
We got the best listeners, though.
We do.
You guys rock.
Speaking of our listeners, I wanted to welcome our new listeners in, wait for it, not France, well, almost.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada. Canada, welcome. I actually have been to Canada a bunch when I was younger. You know, we're from New York City, and when you don't have a lot to do, you go to Canada.
Really?
Well, that might not be true, but that's what my grandparents did. They would just put us in the car and we would drive to Canada for no reason whatsoever.
I hear Canada's nice.
Canada's beautiful, I hear. We have listeners in British Columbia, and we have listeners in Alberta, Canada. So
wow.
Welcome, Canada. Now, we've got this kind of running joke about we're trying to get listeners in France. Canada is a French-speaking country.
That is so true.
So we're getting closer.
We are. We're very close.
We're getting closer.
I will be so excited when we get France.
I cannot wait. And
can't wait either.
And until we get listeners in France, you can't say the word. I'm not even going to say it. Instead, you have to say,
my betrothed.
Your betrothed.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful.
For anyone that doesn't know the joke, you should go listen back a few episodes.
Go listen to a few episodes. And
not even going to say it.
Right. But we just can't simply go backwards. Let's see. Our new
podcast cover art.
Very exciting. By the time you guys listen to this podcast and you click on it on whatever podcast platform you use, I know some of you guys use Apple Podcasts or iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. I think we're on 6 or 7 more.
Yep.
By the time you click on this, you're going to notice that we have brand new cover art.
That is so exciting.
And it's so cool. And it's brought to us by
one of our followers.
Josh.fti. And partial credit goes to, is it?
Pop-Up Puffs.
Pop-Up Puffs _.
Yep, who has also made us some art in the past.
Incredible art.
Yep.
Incredible art. Check out our Instagram. It's just so cool. So yeah, thank you for that brand new cover art, Josh.fti.
And I'd recommend, if you guys need any type of work of that sort done, go to Josh because he knocked it out of the park, honestly.
He really did an incredible job with that.
Anyway, so we did a meetup this past week. That was a lot of fun. A lot of you guys came out. I honestly was not expecting it. When we posted about it, a lot of you guys said that you were going to come, and you did.
You showed up.
So much fun.
You showed up. You showed out.
You showed out.
I got a bunch of brand new friends because they friend requested me, and I think I accepted.
You did. You probably did.
Yeah.
The blue check mark?
I think it's the blue check mark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys were asking us a lot of questions, and, we tried to answer every single one that we could. There was a lot going on at once.
We took a bunch of pictures, I
think,
too.
we did, and we posted them on our
and
Instagram.
I'm sure the people who came out took pictures, too.
They did.
As a matter of fact, somebody posted a picture.
On their story, and they tagged us in it.
Yeah, and they tagged us, and that was cool.
That was cool.
I liked on it, I think, because I'm not sure how to.
It wasn't on their profile. It was on their story.
It was a story.
I think it was Rambling Explorer.
I don't know.
I think that's their Instagram name. Let me go.
Am I friends with them?
Rambling Explorer. Not on your Instagram. Am I friends with them? That's what you always say.
I should be friends with them.
Go follow them.
Maybe I will.
We are on our podcast Rewritten page.
Okay, so we're friends with them on the podcast.
On our podcast page, yeah.
How do I get on that? Like, do I have
I gave you the
access to
password.
that? You did?
It's just mostly me on there.
Yeah, so if I wanted to go on there and post something, I could?
Yeah.
All right, everybody, stand by.
Stand by, guys. Ralph's coming to post stuff.
I might post some goofy stuff. You never know.
Some selfies at 12 a.m.
I don't know about all that. Speaking about Instagram, I haven't discussed this with you, but I saw a picture of me on a boat. Oh. Where is there a boat in Toontown?
So in Donald's Dock.
Yeah.
I think you're doing your tests in Donald's Dock.
I'm doing them mainly in Donald's Dock.
So you know that boat that comes around?
Isn't that like the HQ or something?
The HQ was over. I think it's near the fishing.
So the boat moves around.
There's a boat that moves in the middle.
Yes.
You know when part of the dock goes down and then it comes up?
Yes.
Well, when it comes back up and the boat is there, you can just hop on the boat.
Are you kidding me?
As it goes around.
So all this time, I could be catching a free boat ride and
across the playground instead of running around. Yeah.
And I had no idea. So instead of like jumping in the pond lake thing and going across, I could just hop the boat.
Yeah, you could hop the boat.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how I took one of our pictures announcing this episode. I thought that was cool.
Well, I'm going to definitely try that pretty soon. You had something that you wanted to talk about, didn't you?
I do. So, it has been I don't know if I'd say conspiracy. We had a suggestion about it, and I've seen people talk about it all over. What's under the cloud on the map?
Didn't we actually ask Joey Zolkowski that question?
I think we did.
And he was kind of vague about it, right?
Yeah, he was a little bit vague about it.
So he's probably in on the whole conspiracy.
It's always been a vague kind of topic.
Right.
So, I did some digging, and I found a couple things. So originally, Funny Farm, okay, I think I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Well, back on Toontown, Disney Online, before Toontown Rewritten, what now is a cloud, used to be a planned neighborhood called Funny Farm.
So that would be kind of like Toontown Central, Donald's Dock,
Yeah, it was just
Minnie's Melody Land,
just
Funny
another
Farm.
playground.
Gotcha.
Yep. And I guess it was kind of based off like a Steamboat Willie theme because it was gonna be like black and white, and then there was gonna be like I think it was either gonna be Farmer Goofy or I think Farmer Donald, but that got scrapped because the street systems didn't really work with the playground.
Gotcha.
The buildings I think were gonna be like all farm aesthetic type of thing.
Oh, interesting.
As far as if there was gonna be Toontasks for it, that never really got announced because it didn't really get too far into construction at all.
Really?
Yep.
Very
and
interesting.
So back in 2019, there was a post on Twitter from Toontown Rewritten, and it says the Toon Council has revealed that there will be a new playground constructed there in the future. Of course, there are some other things they are hoping to fix up around town first, so it will still be a while.
So that's like a future update then. And I think
Maybe.
Joey might have alluded to that fact.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember. My memory is terrible, but I mean, I would think
There was a Toontown Rewritten update or maybe just some maintenance last night because while I was
I
playing,
saw that.
yeah, they said in 110 minutes we're gonna be down. I forgot if it said if it was for an update or maintenance or whatever it was.
Yeah, I was seeing posts about that on the groups.
Yeah. What else we have? So Under the Cloud was going to be called Funny Farms.
Funny Farm, yeah.
And it was going to have sort of like a 1940s aesthetic, sort of Steamboat Willie, old time Disney feel.
That's what that's basically what it seems like.
How would you feel about that? Because the older Disney cartoons were still being played when I was a kid.
Right.
Never cared for them.
As far as Funny Farm fitting in with Toontown the way it is and the other playgrounds,
It wouldn't fit.
I don't think it would fit in. Now, the playground itself, I think it would be cool, but it being in all black and white, I don't know. I think as far as them scrapping that and Toontown Rewritten just not even putting it in the game was a good call.
Because like each neighborhood does have like its own feel to it.
Right, but then all the neighborhoods they fit good.
They do.
Like they match in a way.
Yeah, because they're all kind of similar, but they've all got their own sort of flavor.
Exactly. Like everything just matches so well.
It does. It's perfect.
It matches, but it doesn't. They're all different, but they're the same.
I gotcha. That's so cryptic, Annie.
It is.
They're different, but they're the same.
They're different, but they're the same. Just look.
Okay. What did you do in the game this week? I had a couple of milestones. Can I go?
Go.
First?
I'd love for you.
So, I've been looking for this cog called a Headhunter forever.
Ooh.
For like 2 weeks now. Couldn't find this cog, and this was to get one of my animatron
Your soundtrack?
soundtrack. No.
Or which gag? It's a gag track.
Lure gag track.
Oh, I see.
And so I couldn't find this Headhunter. I would sit there and I would teleport like from the little picture of the globe. What's that? A server? I
Different
guess.
district you went in?
A different district. So I would hop from district to district looking for a Headhunter. So last night, I got a toon task to defeat 5, I think they're called micro managers, tiny little, I think it's a female cog actually.
They're small little guys.
Small little guys, it might be a female, not sure. If somebody could comment and let me know if that's actually a female cog or not. So I'm on the Donald Dock Street, I forgot what street I was on. Do you remember?
I think you were looking on
messaged you.
Barnacle Boulevard.
Not
and
Barnacle Boulevard.
Lighthouse Lane?
Lighthouse Lane. And then all of a sudden, this big, enormous, huge, tall cog passes me. And I'm like, I've never seen that one before. And I look above its head and it says, Headhunter. And I was like,
No way.
I cannot believe this. There it is. I got to get it. Now, I was down like 5 or 6. No, I was down more. I was down about 9 or 10 laugh points. So I'm at like 24 laugh points. I don't have all like my premium gags, right? I got like, I don't know what I got. I got like my sound gags. I got some of my lower squirt gags. And I got my half pies and quarter pies.
Yep.
Is that what that is? The
Yeah.
throw gags. So I'm like, I'm never going to see this guy again. So I jump in the street because, you know, I'm on the sidewalk. You know, I like to play it safe. I jump out into the street, get in front of this headhunter, and we start to duke it out. And he's like level 6, or, I mean, to me, that's like pretty high. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm about to get stepped on. And I typed in help, right? Because,
God.
right, yeah. Because there's like a couple of tunes on the street.
You could have SOS me, like message.
What does that mean? SOS.
You can call your friends for battle, or you could have whispered to me, or.
What?
Oh, I wasn't online.
No, you
Shaking
weren't.
my head. You could have texted me or called me.
Well, I typed in
It would
help
have taken me too long to come
because
on.
there were like some random tunes on the street, on the sidewalk, watching. Like that's what you're gonna do. Just
Right.
watch me fight.
I
from
feel
the
so
sidewalk.
bad you typed help.
No, it's fine. So I typed in help, and like 2 or 3 tunes ran over to me like, I got you.
Let me carry you through this.
Let me I got you. And we lined up, like, I think there was 4 of us, because I think you could do a maximum of 4, right? We lined up, and we took this headhunter down, but they used one gag, and I used another gag.
Yeah.
And they kind of got, like, I don't want to say they got upset, but they said some pretty mean things.
Yeah, you know, okay, I love the fact that, like, on Toontown, people love to help. But there are those people where if you don't use what they want you to use, or, like, they're very serious. And I saw somebody comment on one of the groups, you know, for a game where you're throwing birthday cakes and, you know,
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, like, blowing horns and stuff.
Right.
Some people take it very seriously.
Some people get really into it, and you know I don't think it was more than one. I think it was just one person. I think there were.
Yeah.
One of them said like, "Pay attention," or "Watch and wait." I'm like, what are you talking about? It's. I'm throwing a little quarter of a piece of cake. You know, but anyway, I did defeat him, and I said thank you, and
Right.
that, you know, that was it. And then I went and got the rest of my micro managers. So I'm pretty sure I'm done with that task. I just have to go turn it in now. And I learned that you can also turn in toon tasks at the schoolhouse, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's the schoolhouse in the playground. There's like a schoolhouse you can.
Yeah, I know there's a
turn them in.
schoolhouse at Toontown Central, but
That's
I
where I
never
was,
really
yeah.
paid attention to the other playgrounds. I don't know. I think it's just Toontown Central.
Well, then in Toontown Central is where I got the task. I can't remember it specifically, but yeah, you can turn in toon tasks, and
Is that where you got the task?
That's where I got it. Yeah.
Well, you could turn back in the task to, like, the building you got it.
No, I don't know. See,
You're
I'm
confusing me.
just the worst at this game. I have a lot to
You're
learn.
confusing me.
I'm like a Padawan, and you're the the Jedi.
Oh my God,
master.
thank you.
Yeah. What did you do this week?
So, not much. Usually I've got a lot to say. I've been trying to work on, maxing my Cellbot in the Cellbot HQ. Well, my mind just went blank, but most of you guys know what I mean. And I've been working on doing CFOs to max my CFO suit, my Cogs, my Cashbot suit.
Cashbot suit.
My Cashbot suit, and I
No
want to
idea.
max my Cellbot suit.
No idea what that is. Go
Well,
ahead.
that's what
You
I'm
don't have
trying
to
to do.
explain it. You don't have to explain it. I'll get there.
Also, I got my 10th trophy in golf and got a laugh boost, so now I'm 103 laugh.
Wow.
I'm still working on, fishing more. I'm not sure, so I've been trying to figure it out because I kind of jumped the gun a little bit and got my golden rod before I took the time to, catch a certain amount of fish with the first rod and then go to the next rod. And so I'm not really sure if that was a mistake because I just bought the rods very quickly until I took the time to
Should I buy a new rod?
my advice would be catch as many fish as you can with this rod.
Does the rod like wear out or something?
No, but each rod you can catch a certain amount of species
Gotcha.
until you can't, and then you get the next rod and that rod will catch a certain amount.
Okay.
And also on Toon HQ, it tells you the rarity of the fish and like what rod will catch what fish. So like the twig rod, you can catch all the hot air balloon fish.
Do I have the twig rod right now?
I think that's the one you start out with.
I was playing like last week or something, and I went to Toontown Central for something, and I walked past the pavilion, and this guy stops me, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to sell that fish?" And I'm thinking to myself, "What fish? I haven't fished for weeks." And then so
What?
Yeah, so I hit sell fish, and I had fish in the bucket.
Because you walked up to the fisherman. There's a fisherman at every street, and you walked up to him. And every time you fish, you can walk up to the fisherman and sell the fish you have.
But I hadn't fished in like forever.
But after you fished the first time, you didn't go sell your fish, so you still had those fish.
So I had
The
fish
look
just
on your
sitting in my
face right now.
bucket,
You had fish sitting in your bucket.
and he wanted to buy them.
Yeah, because he's the fisherman. You
Weren't
sell
they
your
all-
fish to the fisherman.
Weren't they all like gross and stuff and smelly?
Not on Toontown Rewritten, they weren't.
Oh, I guess that's good. Ah, my goodness gracious. Well, for the past 2 weeks, I've been doing a segment about certain items and aspects that were in some of the early releases of Toontown, and I just kind of want to close that out, and maybe finish it up. And I did a little bit of digging online and spoke to a couple of people. And as it turns out, I found an old interview with Jessie Shell. He was the
He was one of,
he was
like,
yeah,
Disney.
I don't know what he was. He did something to
He-
somebody.
He worked for Disney, and he
Okay.
helped, I guess, create the original Toontown.
Okay.
Like, let's just say he had a very big part.
Now he's
in the
got
creation.
that Shell Games, right?
Yeah, now he's got Shell Games, and he was at Toonfest when we went.
Really?
I saw him, yeah.
Did I meet him?
Am I friends with him?
Am I friends with him?
That's the start.
I don't know. So, okay. Jessie Shell originally designed or planned that there was actually going to be... That's not funny. And you're going to take a sip of a drink and you're going to spit it out all over our podcast microphones. Jessie Shell originally planned that there was going to be an end to Toontown. So the original design was you defeat all 4 Cog HQs, and then there would be like a final boss battle. But because of the way Toontown is like ongoing and sort of like role-playing game, they decided that just was not going to fit into the whole design of the game, so they kind of did away with that. Also, did you know that the Cogs were not originally robots?
What were they?
They were just regular people, well, businessmen, and they were called suits.
Oof.
They were, yeah, oof. They were called suits. Disney, like corporate Disney did not like that idea because Disney felt that businessmen in suits made Disney what it was, and they didn't like the idea of toons going around defeating businessmen in suits. So to kind of circumvent that whole thing, they made them into cogs or robots, and that's kind of how they got around that.
That is very interesting.
And I like the way it sounds. Also, one last thing, and then we're going to close out this whole segment. Do you know how the Cogs came to be?
How?
You really don't know this? Well, apparently there was like a cut scene during the original, I guess while you were downloading it, or maybe it was on the CD-ROMs of the game. Scrooge McDuck, right? You remember him from DuckTales?
Something.
Scrooge McDuck was financing inventions for Gyrogeilus, who was this inventor. He was actually an old Disney character from like the 1930s, 1940s. Anyway, Scrooge McDuck was financing his inventions, and he went to go visit him at his laboratory, as investors will sometimes do. And in like the corner of the laboratory, he saw this big like robot type guy, and he had a sign on him that said, "Do not touch," or "Do not touch," or "Do not turn on," or something like that. P.S. Scrooge McDuck turned it on. This thing started building cogs. Yeah, you look shocked.
I
right
am
now.
shocked because
you look shocked.
You said this was back in the 1930s?
No. That's when this
right.
this character Gyrogeilus or Gyrogeilus, or that's when he was a thing. But he was like an inventor. And Scrooge McDuck was financing him. Scrooge McDuck turned on this machine. The machine started to build cogs. The cogs flew away. You ever seen that thing pop out of their head and they fly off? Well, they flew to Toontown. And they started taking like their special cog business person programming like kicked in, and that's how the whole cog thing began. That's a little
How dare he?
How dare he? That's a little Toontown lore. So you got Scrooge McDuck to thank.
That's quite interesting. And I just want to add one more thing in there. You know,
Please,
how they were planning on ending, you know, like making an ending. Well, you know, there does come a point where I think the max laugh you can get is 137. And, you know, you can max gardening and max fishing and, you know, max your suits, like your like Cellbot suit and all these things I was talking about.
I don't have those.
So, you know, there does come a point where there's not much left to do. And a lot of people just create new tunes.
I was just going to say, so then you start over, you do it all again.
Yeah, because it's just as fun, you know, it's still fun.
Really, I think the whole point of Toontown is to kind of collaborate, make friends, team up, because the game originally was designed that some tasks just simply cannot be done by yourself.
Exactly. And, you know, I've made a lot of awesome friends on there. I've spent like 2 or 3 hours just hanging out with friends and, you know, going to those parties and stuff.
That's so cool. We actually hung out with friends during our recent meetup. That was a lot of fun. I would like to do it again soon.
Yeah, we'll definitely be doing that again soon.
All right. Well, that's all I have.
That's all I've got.
And I'll see you guys next Wednesday.
See you next Wednesday.
Bye.